Good morning. I'm Terry Higashi. Thank you very much for joining us today. First and foremost, I'd like to express my deepest condolences for the many who have lost their loved ones because of COVID-19. And for those who continue to work on the medical front lines, my sincerest admiration and gratitude. What I would like to share with you today are my thoughts on how technology can contribute to the happiness and prosperity of mankind, and how people should engage the problems we face today. While we face a crisis and as new styles emerge, I feel that there are certain principles that should not change. Today, I'll talk about these principles and concepts based on my past experience and what I have been learning lately in my new journey. Before I begin, I would like to celebrate this year, which is a memorable year for SEMI. Congratulations, SEMI, on your 50th birthday. I'm truly grateful for this opportunity to deliver a keynote on your 50th year, a great milestone. As you may know, it has been about 70 years since the invention of the transistor, and of course, 50 years since the birth of SEMI. If you compare this to a person's life, this may feel like a long time. However, as technology goes, things have just begun. As one reflects on the past, it is easy to realize that many of the technology advances that have made our lives richer have been supported by the evolution of semiconductor devices. And I'm certain that evolution of the industry will continue for the next 50 years. This will enable what we envision as a hope-filled and dream-inspiring society. As for myself, I joined Tokyo Electron a little after SEMI started, and since then, I have honed my skills through interactions with customers, competition, and colleagues, many of whom I call friends. I was blessed with many wonderful experiences, but one of my turning points was during my stay in California from 1983 to 1984 on assignment. What surprised me and impressed me the most was how gracious and gentle people were in the United States. Once I was lost driving the car. These are back in the days when there were no GPS navigation systems, of course. So I asked a person nearby. He told me to wait, hopped on his bicycle, and said, "Follow me." I was able to get to my destination safely with him. I also remember spending many hours discussing and debating about the US-Japan relations with others, often losing track of time. Those were good days, and these are some of my fondest memories, together with the majestic California countryside. In 1996, I became the CEO of Tokyo Electron, a position I held until December of 2015. As they say, days are long, but years are short. It has already been a year since retired from Tokyo Electron as Chairman Emeritus. From here on, I would like to talk about my new journey in life. First of all, science and technology are still very near and dear to my heart. I'm the chairman of an organization called Tsukuba Innovation Arena. TEL coordinates and funds advanced research among government, industry, and academic institutions. Cultivating people and educating students who will lead our future is one of our important missions. I also serve as an external board member in 3 companies, all in different industries. It is a fulfilling role, as my past experience as a leader of a technology company is well aligned with current trends. More and more, companies are trying to accelerate technology adoption. For example, convenience stores take advantage of their proximity to the local community. This closeness allows them to provide and deliver services and products using information technologies. Real estate companies utilize digital technology to plan and develop smart societies. And at chemical suppliers, development for medical needs, such as COVID-19, are being accelerated by advanced data analysis and simulation programs. Unfortunately, one of the topics we cannot avoid today is a crisis called COVID-19. Many of you may know that the word crisis in Japanese and Chinese is composed of 2 Chinese characters. In Japanese, this is pronounced kiki. Phonetically, it is the same, but the first character means danger, and the second character means opportunity. Danger breeds fear, which creates new and unwanted risks. But opportunity can be a turning point or an inflection point for people to head in the right direction and to create new possibilities and hope. This is a good opportunity to beat the disease and to make a new and better society at the same time. As I reflect upon my past experience, our industry has faced many technology challenges, crises, if you will. But we have been able to beat back the crisis, always based on a business climate that encouraged healthy competition between people who valued continuous challenges. I strongly believe that this led people and technology to constantly evolve over the years. And now, more than ever, we must summon our collective experience and wisdom to face and overcome this immense challenge. So, what is the wisdom of mankind? And what does it mean to gather our collective wisdom? I feel that it is formed only when people's moral compass, ethics, and the use of technology are aligned. Today, as I think about a problem and other geopolitical issues, more than ever, science, technology, and humanity is being asked to base our actions on higher ethics. Next, what is the role and responsibility of science and technology? Actually, I'd like all of you to take a moment and to think about this. For me, science and technology should make our lives richer. And this can only be achieved by using technology correctly. We must be mindful of human rights, health and welfare, and poverty, education, and the environment as we think about the role of science and technology. Together, we must make the right choices and make our lives better. The disease has reminded us that the need for people to connect is also strong. This may be just as strong as the need to protect our individual lives from the disease. Physically and spiritually, we have a strong desire to connect. I just talked about the need for higher ethics. In the book, The Theory of Moral Sentiments, Adam Smith wrote about the effects of mutual sympathy of sentiments. His work 260 years ago reminds us that the society, including our economy, is based on mutual sympathy of sentiments. It is important for us to be mindful of others and to sympathize with their plight. We need to treat others with kindness, and that leads us to compassion. I believe strongly that we need to have more compassion for others today. It may sound simple, but what I wanted to convey to you today is the importance of compassion. This can be expressed and shown in many ways, but one important way to deliver compassion is through collaboration. As part of the new normal, many of us wear masks and maintain social distancing to show compassion for others. But there are other collaborative efforts as well. Distributed computing projects have been around even before the sickness. Computers owned by individuals and companies are typically connected and network together to analyze a particular problem of interest. In the case of COVID-19, a project called Folding at Home, based at Washington University in St. Louis, is using distributed computing to analyze the dynamic structure of its protein. By combining these efforts with other analysis using supercomputers, we hope that this kind of collaboration can speed up the discovery of treatments and preventive measures for the pandemic. This collaboration is very far-reaching, with too many collaborators to name here. And even after the pandemic is defeated, evolution of technology will continue. In the past, we have talked about areas where we expect technology to contribute: medicine, robotics, mobility, finance, security information. Today, we do not have the time to cover all aspects. But if we focus on today's problem, what we need to deliver becomes apparent. People whose tissues and organs have been damaged by the virus will require regenerative medicine. Assistant robots for the weak and disabled, automated transportation system to take patients to the hospital will also be in demand. And critical in creating these solutions are the computers to process and analyze big data. In the supercomputer ranking published June of this year, a Japanese computer called Fugaku, using advanced low power consumption devices, was ranked number 1. Companies such as IBM and Google are engaged in the development of quantum computers as well. As stated before, these competitive efforts to improve technology benefits all of us. Semiconductors are at the core of these technologies, and we are the industry that contributes towards creating solutions. During the final section of my talk, I would like to go back to the same thoughts and messages that I delivered in the keynote back in 2017. I strongly feel that technology should be an enabler for everyone. Technology should not discriminate. We strive to ensure that technologies benefit humanity. As society's expectation for our industry rises, there are certain things that I would like all of you to understand and remember. For me, these are views and principles that remain unchanged. Our mission is to contribute positively towards human and social evolution. Our core competence is the technology that we deliver through endless innovation enabled by our global scope. And our shared value is that we value collaboration, venture spirit, and of course, fair and healthy competition. In this day and age, we must not forget that we are a global industry and that we must collaborate around the world. Technology enables our lives. And together, we are the ones who are responsible for creating and shaping a future for our beautiful Earth. I have talked about the coexistence of people and technology with nature today. In any age, all people collaborating in harmony has been the most difficult to realize, but at the same time, perhaps the most important. Think about what you can do to fill the person next to you with hopes and dreams of better life in the future. Let us build a world together where technology, mankind, and nature coexist in a world of harmony. Thank you so much for listening today.